What's going on, everybody? Carmine here, and the other day I was able to catch the new Star Wars Rebels series on Disney's XD's website, and now I've been a Star Wars fan for most of my life, and I'm more than your average fan. I'm not hardcore enough to dress up as Obi-Wan and trot off to some Comic-Con, but I'm pretty close to that. Disney buying Star Wars for $4 billion is impressive on their part, but annoying for me because I know for a fact that when Disney gets a hold of something, they rape it with kindness, and let me explain. Before I get into the review, I want to point something out. In any form of cartoon animation, I'm so sick of the kiddie Lego animation crap that the Clone Wars and this Rebel show has. Disney shelled out $4 billion to buy Star Wars, so they couldn't shell out a couple thousand more dollars to make it into a cartoon like the original 2003 Clone Wars, or YouTuber Oda King 77077 Star Wars anime clip. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that guy, I'm not surprised, but I want you to check this out. That is a combination of Oda King's original animation mixed in with JPL's sound effects. I'll have a link to both of their channels in the description. Don't you think that is much better, more detailed and sharper than what we're getting? And it isn't even made by some company. From the information I got, it was made by one guy apparently. Imagine what Disney could do if they thought for a moment and decided to use a Japanese studio or even go back to the original Cartoon Network style of doing it. Is it laziness? Is it pride? I don't know why they won't do it like that, but it'd be a lot better. Yes, I am an anime fan, but even if you're not, you gotta admit that was badass. But to the review, and I'll keep this slightly short. Spark of the Rebellion is the beginning of the series. It's a 1 hour short to start off the whole thing. Immediately you get a sort of after school special feel to the whole thing. Unlike other websites and YouTubers, I'm not on Disney's payroll, so you can count on me to be real with this review. The whole thing focuses on a small band of rebels who come from all walks of life, humans and aliens, who are trying to form some sort of resistance against the Empire and its ways. They meet a teenager by the name of Ezra, and something, of course, is special about him, and through wacky hijinks, he joins up with them, yada yada yada, plot sucks. Off the bat, you'll notice some of the original trilogy's gimmicks and scenes here. They do that speeder bike chase from episode 6, and the TIE fighter battle scene from episode 4, because, you know, originality is really hard to come by. I will definitely praise this for its not being entirely G rating, but it does border on PG and PG-13. There is some violence, but not a lot of it. The voice acting is decent to say the least, but they do have Liam O'Brien voicing some of the minor characters. For those of you who don't know who Liam O'Brien is, he's the cheapest voice actor you can apparently get. He's in everything, and his biggest role is the English voice of Gaara from Naruto. The characters you find here, you'll find in every other movie or television show where there's a spaceship involved. There's a tough guy, a stern but troubled leader, the chick who's a tomboy, but the ship's pilot, I guess, was kind of cool. I did like her. Agent Callus, who is the main villain of this 1 hour special, is also an interesting character, kind of. He's a typical villain, but he's a bit smarter than the others. I really love him for those wicked sideburn he has, but it's a shame that he feels like some second-in-command lackey and doesn't really command a truly intimidating presence as much as you'd like. Other review sites noted the original trilogy feel here, but I didn't get that at all. It feels more kiddie Clone Wars than 4 to 6 trilogy. It's really funny that the only thing that keeps my interest is the Empire itself. Because Disney has made the expanded universe null and void, everything we are going to see the Empire do and employ is strictly new, and I'm really curious as to what they'll be doing with it, but that's really it. I give this a final score of 3 out of 5. It's average. It's not really bad, but it's so generic you'd expect more from this whole thing. My problem with this is, does everybody need to be a Jedi? Does every new character need to be a lightsaber-wielding lunatic child? Like, can't we have something else? I really wish they'd employ better writers, but then again, this is for children. It's one of those Disney XD lineups right next to a Pac-Man show. I'm still waiting for the new Star Wars fans who don't need to go to bed by 9 to get special treatment, but I'm not asking for blood and guts. What I do want is to know that Disney can cater to people above the age of 16. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to see wacky hijinks and a very funny astro droid. I just want to see something more adult from this universe, which it can employ but chooses not to. But like I said, it's average. If you're a hardcore fan who loves anything with the Star Wars logo on it, then you'll be okay with this. If you're like me and you want something more than Saturday morning cartoon hijinks, then you'll be at a loss here. You'll be mildly entertained but feel a certain boredom with some of the scenes. Overall, I just really wish Disney would stop catering to little kids and try to move towards adults for once, other than the movies. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching.